Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Did you know new words have actually been added to Webster's Dictionary? They've added 370 new words to the dictionary for September 2022. So let's find out what some of those words are. And why would we add so many new words? Now, the dictionary chronicles how the language grows and changes, which means new words and definitions must continually be added. So it's been going on for a long time. When many people use a word in the same way over a long enough period of time, that word becomes eligible for inclusion. So here are a selection of words that met the criteria for the most recent update. Found this through Merriam-Webster.com. So business and technology. So this update features a range of technology-related terms, including a playful redrum that contrasts with the smartphone. Did you know there's a word actually called dumb phone? D-U-M-B-P-H-O-N-E. A cell phone that does not include advanced software features such as an email or other internet browser, typically found on smartphones. You know, we're better off with those dumb phones. We actually had more time to concentrate. Video doorbell. We got one of those. It's a small security camera that is designed to use on an exterior door that includes or connects to a doorbell. And that often has a microphone and a speaker. Doorbell camera is what it's called. We got that. Yeah, it's so funny because it's actually on the internet as well. So I can be away on a business trip somewhere, or Phil can be on a business trip, and somebody comes to the door and it's an alert that's sent to the cell phone, and we can actually see somebody at the door. Cool. Microgrid. This is a small grid, especially a local electrical grid that can be connected to a larger network, but that is also capable of operating independently. Okay, here's one. It's called use case, U-S-E-C-A-S-E. Now, a use to which something, such as a proposed product or service, can be put. That's not making a whole lot of sense, is it to you? But that's what it says. Supply chain. Oh, we all know this one. So this has been going around a long time. They just finally put it in the year 2022. So the chain of processes, businesses, etc., by which a commodity is produced and distributed. So the companies, materials, and systems involved in manufacturing and delivering goods. We all started hearing about the supply chain during COVID, right? And you know, oh my goodness, the supply chain has went down. What are we going to do? So yeah, so I can see why that was added. Okay, greenwash as a verb. So let's talk about this. To make something such as a product, policy, or practice appear to be more environmental friendly or less environmentally damaging than it really is. Now, number 2, to mislead someone by means of greenwashing. Yeah, I'll keep my opinion to myself on that one. Okay, greenwash. Here it is as a noun. Something such as a claim or action that is intended to make a product, policy, activity, etc. appear to be more, I think the key word is appear to be more environmentally friendly or less environmentally damaging than it really is. Okay, let's talk about a few more words. The virtual world. Oh my goodness, we all been dragged into that. All the time we spend online shapes how we communicate, both online and in a meet space. That's the physical world and environment, especially, is contrasted with the virtual world of cyberspace. We all did that. Like, who would have thought several years ago that I used like Zoom and Restream and some of those, it's like a virtual network, and I use those as means to interview people sometimes, and it kind of helped during the COVID era and all that. You saw this all over the talk shows. Everybody's been doing this. Okay, so one word that came out of that is metaverse 1. Okay, computing. So a persistent virtual Sense2 environment that allows access to multiple individuals, virtual realities. Also, any of the individual virtual environments that make up a metaverse. So we're doing a Zoom call. Cosmology, not cosmetology, but cosmology. It's the hypothetical combination of all coexisting or existing universes. I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of new words coming out of this too. Laggy. I get this one right here. This is a good word right here. Having a delayed or slow response as to a user's input marked by or affected by lag. I commonly call my internet service sometimes laggy. Although I got to say it's better than it used to be. Okay, here's another new word right here. Con. Okay, content posted usually by an influencer on social media that looks like a typical post, but for which the poster has been paid to advertise a product or service. Okay, so it's a form of advertising. Virtue signaling, the act or practice of displaying one's awareness and attentiveness to political issues, matters of social and racial justice, etc., especially instead of taking effective action. Hide behind the keyboard is what I call it. Hide behind the keyboard. Okay. All right, the natural world and being in it. But of course, the real world hasn't gone away, so we still have some words for the real world. Okay, atmospheric river is a concentrated band of water vapor that flows through the atmosphere and that is a significant part of the global hydraulic cycle and an important source of regional precipitation. Okay. Surface wave, an earthquake vibration propagated near the surface of the earth. Magnet fishing, the sport or hobby of using a strong magnet attached to the end of a rope to find metal objects and bodies of water. Okay, I get that. Free dive, to swim beneath the surface of water, especially at considerable depth, without a portable breathing device, and typically with a face mask with 1 or 2 flippers, to engage in free diving. Mud season, that's almost all the time here in North Alabama with that sandy soil I have. Oh, but that's why I have raised gardens. Mud season, a time of year such as early spring that is characterized by excessively muddy ground. Mud season. I agree with that one. Okay, out of this world. Okay, so we have some things that are considered out of this world. Oh my goodness, what is this? Okay, Space Force is the military organization of nation for space warfare. Sounds all Star Wars-like, doesn't it? Terraform, to transform a planet, moon, etc., so that it's suitable for supporting human life. Good luck on that one. We still got plenty of room here. I'm going to tell you what, during the population explosion topic during the 1960s and 1970s, I was a teenager. So we would leave the Anniston, Oxford area to come to Sand Mountain, North Alabama, right here in Geraldine, Alabama. And so I could hear in the news this population explosion. I mean, there's no place for people to live anymore. And every time we'd come up here, I'd go, are you kidding me? There's plenty of areas to live. It's just that not everybody wants to live in New York City. Okay, so let's talk about those, okay? Slang and informal language. Could be something here that's not going to be nice for me to talk about. So I kind of read it ahead of the game, okay? So some things I won't mention. Okay. Words in this category have traditionally been taken longer to meet our criteria, but that timeline is getting shorter as the internet accelerates the adoption of informal language. Yeet. So what in the world is yeet? That's spelled Y-E-E-T. Okay, it's used to express surprise. Yeet. Okay. Approval or excited enthusiasm. Now that's the slang part of it. Okay, now yeet, the verb to throw, especially with force and without regard for the thing being thrown. Okay, so I'm going to throw a tomato at someone who is running for office. Okay, never mind. Okay, Yankee, Janky, J-A-N-K-Y, informal. A very poor quality, junky also, not functioning properly or adequately, or something that's faulty. Okay, sus, S-U-S. Instead of saying like it takes too long to say suspect, you can just say sus. So, or it could be suspicious. Okay, leak, L-E-W-K. Not sure how you would pronounce that one. Slang is a fashion look that is distinctive to the wearer and that is noticeably and memorable to others. Okay, I get that one. So I have just recently purchased a United States flag dress. So I'm going to be wearing, I'll be sticking out in the crowd, I promise you that. So I'm going to be wearing this United States flag dress to any of the, people that are running for office. I'm going to be at their events. I'll be wearing that dress. You'll know who I am when I get there. So I guess that's what it could be. Okay. So, L-E-W-K, that's what I'm going to be. Okay. P-W-N, Pwan. Slang is to dominate or defeat someone or something. Okay. Adorkable instead of adorable, maybe? Adorkable, informal, socially awkward, okay, or quirky in a way that's enduring. Okay, that would probably be describing me right there. Socially awkward. Okay, MacGyver. Is this like the TV show MacGyver? Is slang is to make, form, or repair something with what is conveniently on hand. Oh, okay. So kind of like the tin cans here. I didn't want to throw them away. And so I went on ahead and started making flowers out of them. So I guess that's what that means. So this is MacGyver back here. This is what I did. Slang word for that. So, okay. Baller, B-A-L-L-E-R. That can mean something informal. Okay. Okay. Oh, so for informal could mean excellent, exciting, or extraordinarily, especially in a way that's suggestive of a lavish lifestyle. Probably not me there. Cringe, slang. So embarrassing, awkward, etc. as to cause one to cringe, like cringe-worthy. I thought that word had been around a long time. Let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes with other strange words that are added to our vocabulary.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville.
The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, Channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. So we're talking about new words that have been added to the Webster Dictionary, the Merriam-Webster.com dictionary, and those were added. Several hundreds of words have been added, and this was in the year 2022, last year. And so let's talk about a couple of abbreviations. You know, we've been going through this abbreviation thing for a really long time, several decades. And as a matter of fact, I would go to business meetings and they would say WWAA, and I'd be going, wait a minute, what does that mean? So I've had to get into that world of abbreviations for everything, but here's a couple. FWIW. The abbreviation is for what it's worth. So FWIW. Okay, so we couldn't say for what it's worth. We had to abbreviate it. Okay, ICYMI, in case you missed it. Okay, I get that one. ICYMI, in case you missed it. Okay, so let's talk about working and banking and money. So our additions describe new ways to sell products, use or not use banks, and invest. So gift economy. So what does that mean? Okay, that's a system in which goods and services are given freely between people rather than sold or bartered. Gift economy. Okay, is that like food stamps? Webster? I mean, what is that? Okay, shrinkflation. Instead of inflation, shrinkflation. I guess it makes it sound better that you're in inflation. Okay, the practice of reducing a product's amount or volume per unit while continuing to offer it at the same price. Okay, that's kind of like, I get this. Okay, so I remember when sugar used to come in a 5-pound bag. Okay, so sugar in the 5-pound bag was selling, say, for 89 cents for the 5-pound bag. So what they started doing, they kept it at 85. Now this is back in the day; it's much higher now. So back in the day, what they started doing is they were still selling it for 89 cents for the bag, but instead of 5 pounds, it was 4 pounds. See what I mean? That's what shrinkflation means. Okay, I think that same thing now is probably almost $5 a bag. Unbanked. Not having money deposited in a bank, also not deposited in a bank. Okay. So not having money deposited in a bank means unbanked. Not deposited in a bank means unbanked. Okay, underbanked. What does underbanked mean? Let's go for it. Not using or having access to a full range of banking options. So what does that mean? Does that mean I can have a checking account, and I can have maybe a savings account, but I can't get a loan at the bank? Maybe that's what that means. Okay, altcoin. Any various cryptocurrencies that are regarded as alternatives to established cryptocurrencies, and especially to Bitcoin. I don't know about this Bitcoin thing. I mean, people have been trying to buy into that for quite a few years now, and I'm just not so real sure that that's working out. But anyway, side hustle. I don't know what a side hustle is. Everybody's done this for years. Work performed for income supplementary to one's primary job. So you got your primary job thing there, and then you sell Avon or Mary Kay or something, and that's called a little side hustle there. Okay, cool. All right, health and healing. It's been about 2.5 years since COVID, but to the effect of COVID-19 in our lives and our language continue to be felt. All the new health-related terms have existed for years, but they've recently entered common speech, so therefore qualified for entry. Okay, so one of those words, because of COVID, now that's added to this dictionary, is called subvariant. That's one or two or more distinctive forms of types of the same variant. Okay, booster dose, a supplementary dose of a therapeutic agent designed to increase the effectiveness of one or more previously administered doses. Okay. Okay, here's another one. Emergency use authorization. So what that means is an authorization granted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration during a public health emergency that allows for the use of a drug or other medical product prior to its full approval. I'm going to read this one to you again, let it sink in. Emergency use authorization. An authorization granted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration during a public health emergency, COVID, that allows use of a drug or other medical product prior to its full approval. Okay. False negative. A false negative is a person or test result that is incorrectly classified as negative is for the presence of a health condition because of imperfect testing methods or procedures. Okay, so we got the false negative. What's the false positive? Okay, this is next. A person or test result that is incorrectly classified as positive is for the presence of a health condition because of imperfect testing methods or procedures. I kind of would hope that my doctor is going to try to get as perfect as they can on that end of the spectrum. Another word that I remember hearing, and this is through political stuff, and I remember several folks being caught in, what we call lies. Back in the old days, you just called it what it was. You would say like, so-and-so was out on the campaign trail was caught in a lie. So now they don't call it a lie anymore. What they call it is so what's the word they use for that? It's just really something kind of stupid. But anyway, so instead of lying, you misremembered. That's what it is. So instead of saying like Susie Smith's on the campaign trail and Susie Smith lied back in the day, Susie Smith would just come back at you and say, no, I just misremembered. We're all supposed to buy that, right? I don't buy it. I'm not there. Okay, just having fun. So new to the dictionary is term for a creature of remarkable cuteness as well as word for a rather complex kind of plague. So what's a hoglet? Okay, chiefly British is what this is. It's a baby hedgehog that's called a hoglet. A LARP. What's a LARP? Live-action role-playing game in which a group of people enacts a fictional scenario, such as a fantasy adventure, real-time, typically under the guidance of a facilitator or an organizer. That verb could be a LARPer. LARPing can also be the verb meaning to that. Also have new entries. Okay. Galentine's birthday. Okay. Never heard of this one. So Galentine's Day, so I guess instead of Valentine's Day, is a holiday observed on February the 13th instead of February the 14th. Is a time to celebrate friendships, especially among women. I guess I don't have any women friends because I've not heard of that holiday. Okay, level up. To advance or improve oneself or someone else or something as in or as if in a game. So we'll level up. Okay. We all have to eat. Okay, so here are some foods from around the world that became familiar to us through menus, recipes, and cooking shows. But homegrown flavors, particularly one that become famously associated with Auburn, also gave us new words that need to be defined. Pumpkin spice. We've had that word for how many years? Okay, a mixture of usually cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and often allspice is commonly used in pumpkin pie. Commonly known also as a pumpkin spice candle. We've had those for years. I didn't know that was anything new. Okay, omakase. Okay, that's a noun, and it's a series of small servings or courses, such as sushi, offered at a fixed price, and whose selection is left to the chef's discretion. Omakase is an adverb or an adjective. According to the chef's choice. Okay, what are the chef decides he wants to do, or she? Ras el hanout is a mixture of ground spices used in northern African cooking and includes coriander, ginger, turmeric, peppercorns, cumin, cinnamon, cardamom, cayenne pepper, and other spices. Okay, so it's just a mixture of those. All right, mojo, okay. A sauce, marinade, or a seasoning that is usually comprised primarily of olive oil, garlic, citrus juice, and spices such as black pepper and cumin. Okay, birria is a Mexican dish of stewed meat seasoned especially with chili peppers. Oat milk. I've tried this before. It's a liquid made from ground oats and water that is usually fortified as with calcium and vitamins, and it's used as a milk substitute. Okay, let's do this one more and then we'll get ready to call it a day. So, plant-based 1, made or derived from plants. Okay, 2, consistently, primarily, or entirely of foods such as vegetables, fruits, nuts, oils, and beans derived from plants. Okay, I hope you were amused with that. I was. I think the one I really am hooked up on, and they didn't put that in there, that I misremembered instead of I lied. So I guess it sounds better to say that you misremembered. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Please don't forget that podcast, nettnewsnetwork.net. Thank you so much for watching.